Welcome back, fellow shop rats. Today, we are here in the machine shop. We are tackling our very first project on the Cincinnati lathe since we got it all up and running. Today is going to be a fun little project because we're going to be working on making a Morse taper to build a live center to be able to hold the pieces that we're working on. The project we're working on, we're building this for, is actually for the Stitches Challenger. We are going to have to drill the crank in the big block for that car, for clearance for the pilot shaft or the input shaft on the 4-speed transmission. That motor for that car does not have a pilot hole in the back of the crank. So we need to make a Morse taper to make a live center so that we can center that crank perfectly, get it fixtured, and then drill the back of the crank. Well, that's another project. Today we're building a Morse taper. Stick around. I'm Mike and you're watching My Car Shop. So let's back up. You may not know what a Morse taper is, so let's talk about that. In the back, or on the end of every lathe, or most lathes, there is this unit here that allows you to drill or hold and that kind of thing. And the thick tooling is held in with what we call a Morse taper. Now this is an M3, I believe. I actually have an M2 adapter here. I'm using a live center in here out of the other lathe. Chris brought me a set of adapters to borrow until I can get some tooling made. But a live center, first of all, an M3 is this piece right here that has a tang and so forth. It's a Morse taper. And a live center is a center that has a bearing. Okay, so there's a bearing in here. We need to make a big one of these for things like crankshafts and bigger fixturing because this is a big lathe to do big parts. Okay, so that's what we're doing today. So in order to do a taper, you have to have the cross slide working. This cross slide, compound slide, sorry, this is the cross slide, this is the compound slide right here. You have to have this working and adjusted to go ahead and cut a taper. I've already set this one up to cut the proper angle for this. We'll get into how to do that another time. Today I wanted to just get on with making this. So this allows us to cut at a bit of an angle, and so that's what we're going to do. This does not have enough throw to do the full tooling length that I want to do because I want to come up in here and make this so that we can machine it out to put a bearing in there and then press a pin in it. And the Morse taper needs to be, you know, about that long. So yeah, it's we're gonna have to do this in a couple passes. We're not gonna be able to do it all at once. But point being is, we've got this all set up. Hopefully I got my angle correct and we can start machining this. So let's get after it. 220 power is already on over there. We don't have our 220 on here. That fires up our 480 converter down there. 220 up to 480 brings it over here to our box so we can bump it up for 480 3-phase. So that's what we're running this machine on. Everything should be up now. Let's get this machine fired up. Here we go. So the machine's powering up. We got to give it a minute. And while it's doing that, I am not safe because I have strings and sleeves and loose clothes. So this has got to go. So almost all of our movement on this machine is going to be with this, other than just getting it set up in place. I've already got it all the way back as far as we can go on the cross slide. So I'm just going to come out here, and we're cutting a taper like this. So I need to just come out here, move this into the end, get myself established here. And unfortunately, there's no drive for this, so we have to do it manually. You can see we're cutting a taper. So it's a lot of lather, rinse, and repeat right now. And I'm not trying to make a smooth cut. I'm just hogging it off of there for now. We've got to get it down to this size here. And I do see that we got a big pilot hole drilled in the end here, so that's going to be an issue we'll have to take care of, because that's going to cause a problem with our, definitely going to be a problem. But that's okay. I want to see if I got the taper right for now. So, all right, I'll be back in a few. So we had a bit of an issue here. This quick change tool post kept sliding on me, and I found out that it wasn't tightening because there's some mung on the thread. So I put a washer under the nut up here, and it tightens down really good now. I also noticed that my my cutter is just a little bit crooked here, so we're going to straighten that out. It's all part of this using a tool for the first time. Just kind of sorting out all the issues and then finding your tissues. So you know, it's part of this process. This is a fun little project. If it doesn't turn out, I don't care, because we're really just proving the machine and finding its glitches and things that need to be taken care of. So let's see now. Our cross slide, fortunately, is good and tight. Yeah, we're good and tight there. So our angle stayed the same, so we're good. Just need to get this back up into position again. And start from there. So here we go. So here's where we're at. I'm using the M4 to M3 adapter to kind of tell us where we're at on our fit. We're getting close. Our taper's good. I like it. I decided that I'm not going to put the flat on the back of it because this is going to have a bearing in it anyway. I don't see any point in that. So we're just going to make it be what it is, and we'll go from there. But yeah, we're getting close. So I like it. I like it a lot. We're going to increase our spindle speed up around 1,000 to get a better finish on this as we get down a little bit closer. I'd like to see our insertion be about right here. I think that'll be good. All right, so I just ran the parting tool on it and cut off the end. So here's where we're at with it now. So we're ready to machine a couple of flats down here now so it fits into the Morse taper well. See, we're bottoming out here because there's no slot. So I know that once we have the tang on here, this is going to fit really nice. And I think I'm going to machine it off with a bunch of excess material up here. That will allow me to come back in and machine it. What am I trying to say? To put a bearing in this end of it. So yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. So I think we're ready to go ahead and part it, because parting is such sweet sorrow. Got to fire up the machine again. Yeah, I think it's wise to give myself a little extra. I can always machine it off more if I want to, face it off. I'm a little concerned if I want to be able to hold this well, to be able to get it. Ooh, I tell you what, that taper is good. That is one stucker than a stuck thing sticker. So when we get our flat on there, we're going to be in great shape. But I'm going to need to turn it around to machine it to press the bearing and the pintle into it. So I haven't found a bearing yet, but that's okay. We'll work that out in a bit. But we're on our way anyway. Realized I should probably face this off just a little bit to be sure that it's 100% true, so that our concentricity here is the same as here, because once I take this out, I want to be sure to be able to tool it back up really good. So nice thing about being able to do this is I can use the machine drive itself, because here there's no machine drive, so I can get a really nice finish on this. So yep, it's going to take a minute for this to do its job, and then we'll face it off, or we'll part it. And I've only got it on the slow. I don't have it on fast because I would like a nice finish on this. Really pleased with the way that came out. You know, other than where I had my spots where I had to reset my tooling, and I ended up with these little lines in there, that really did turn out pretty good. All right, here we go, because parting is such sweet sorrow. One of the things I want to do while I'm here is go ahead and get myself a center in that. Hopefully that's, well, that does not feel like that's centered. I'm concerned that the back of this machine is a little bit off. Guess we'll spin it up and we'll see. We'll know real quick. Okay, we're all right. It's centered. So let's go ahead and get her in there. Oh, look at that. It isn't lining up in the same spot. What the heck? I guess it's self-centering. Okay, I'm happy with that. At least, yeah, that's definitely centered. So, yeah, at least we got a hole in the middle now. And so we have something to get ourselves for lining up later when we go to do the machine work here, when we're going to put a bearing in here. So we're good. That's all I wanted to do. To do what we need to do next properly, we should bring the indexing wheel up, put it up here, chuck it up, get it set up. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to eyeball this. I know it's not the best way to do it, but I literally cannot pick those indexing wheels up by myself. They're so heavy. And by the time we go through all the setup and everything, well, maybe the... No, I really think we'd be wise to just go about this a different way. So I'm going to think about how I want to fixture this, and then we'll mill off a couple of slots, so we have that tang on the end here, and we'll go from there. Got my layout all done. I forgot to check my depth where I need to be, so I need to set that real quick, which is here. Okay. And we need to come up. think I'm going to wing it on that. I think I know what I want to do. 0. Come on. Okay, good. Yep. Because I got my 1/4 inch good the way I want it. So I'm just working. Oh, you little bugger. I was afraid of that. Yep, I got issues. It's not working. Dang it. Well, that was fun. I didn't realize that the battery died on my camera, so you got part of it. I had it fixtured, not in the best way, but I decided to go ahead and work with it like that. I had one spot where you saw it on the camera. It jumped a little on me, put a little nick in it, but overall, I think it looks good. Nice taper. I checked it in the lathe. It works well. There's my little nick for full disclosure. I just dressed it up a little bit with some sandpaper. But I think we came up with a nice little Morse taper. So let's take you over to the lathe and show you how she fits, and then we'll slip it into the adapter and you can see how she fits. Turned out really nice. I'm really happy with it. It fits the tail good. Crank this out so you can see. Okay, it's in. Taper's nice and tight. And then we can back it out and boom, comes right out again. I check it in this unit. It fits perfect. It fits really nice on that end. Fits really nice on this end. No wobble in it at all. So I got my taper accurate. And when I put it in my M4, this is an M3. When I put it in the M4 adapter, it inserts nicely up in there so we can pop it out when we need to. So I'm really thrilled with it. It turned out really good for my first attempt at making one of these things on this machine. We got a big job of work here to get stuff cleaned up, but I'm out of time for today. I got one little burr on here I want to take care of. I'm going to get that done, and otherwise I'll be cutting myself, and don't want to be doing that. So I'm going to tuck my hair up under my hat because I saw the signs. Well, that's going to do it for this one. We will come back. I've got to find a bearing that's the right size that I can machine this out, press the bearing in, and also machine a taper to go on to that to build that live center. So stick around for that. I think I have a bearing around here for that somewhere. Just got to remember what I did with it. I picked one up at, actually of all places, at the Goodwill store. They had a couple really unique things there that day, and one of them was a small bearing, just a small roller bearing. So we'll see about that. If we can't find a bearing this size, we'll make this a passive center, but I'm sure we'll find a bearing somewhere that will work for the job. So stick around for that. All right, that'll do it for this one. Thanks for joining me here in the machine shop today. As always, remember, this channel is about spending the day here in the shop. We're always taking bites out of something to move us forward on projects. Today it was about testing this machine, seeing how it worked. We found some stuff out about it. We got this Morse taper built for the tailstock of the lathe, but it's also about getting things in position so that we can get the crankshaft for the 440 put in here so we can drill out the back of the crankshaft for the clearance hole for the input shaft of the 4-speed transmission. We will press a Dakota bearing into the hub of the crank, but we need a hole in the crank for clearance for the shaft to go up into. If you're not familiar with that process, we've done it here before. We'll do it again. You'll see it happen here at my car shop. All right, that'll do it. Get your merchandise down there in the comments. Email address down there. If you want to send me stuff, shoot me an email. I'll give you my address. You want my PayPal, my Venmo, whatever. I appreciate all the gifts and donations you guys make to the channel. It helps keep us going. We will catch you on the next one, and don't forget, because it is the most important thing here in the shop. Raw!